NCERT Class 8 Physics Chapter Light Balance. The impression of an image does not vanish immediately from the retina. It persists there for about 1/16 of a second. The impression of an image does not vanish immediately from the retina. It persists there for about 1/16 of a second. It is known as persistence of vision. Persistence of vision. So still images of a moving object are flashed in the eye at the rate faster than 60 per second, then the eye perceives this object as moving. The movies that we see are actually a number of separate pictures in proper sequence. They are made to move across the eye usually at the rate of 24 pictures per second. So we see a moving picture. Nature has provided eye with eyelids to prevent any object from entering the eye. Eyelids also shut out light when not required. Eye is provided with eyelids to prevent any objects from entering the eye. Eyelids also shut out light when not required. Eye is such a wonderful instrument that it can clearly see distant objects as well as objects nearby. The minimum distance at which the eye can see objects distinctively varies with age. The most comfortable distance at which one can read with a normal eye is about 25 centimeter. So we can see clearly distant objects as well as objects nearby. It is because of the power of accommodation. What is power of accommodation? The ability of the eye to adjust its focal length. With this we can see distant objects as well as objects nearby clearly. The minimum distance at which the eye can see is 25 centimeter. The most comfortable distance at which one can read with a normal eye is about 25 centimeter. Some persons can see objects close to them clearly but cannot see distant objects so clearly. On the other hand, some persons cannot see objects nearby clearly but they can see distant objects quite well. With suitable corrective lens, these defects of eye can be corrected. So some persons can see objects close to them clearly but cannot see distant objects so clearly. It is known as short sight. It can be corrected with a concave lens, and the problem is that the image is formed in front of retina. Because of this we cannot see far object. On the other hand, some persons cannot see objects nearby clearly but they can see distant objects quite well. It is known as long sight. We can correct it with a convex lens. The problem is that the image is formed behind the retina, so we cannot see near objects clearly. Sometimes particularly in old age, eyesight becomes foggy. It is due to the eye lens becoming cloudy. When it happens, persons are said to have cataract. There is a loss of vision, sometimes extremely severe. It is possible to treat this defect. The opaque lens is removed and a new artificial lens is inserted. Modern technology had made this procedure simpler and safer. Care of eye. It is necessary to take proper care of your eyes. If there is any problem, you should go to an eye specialist, have a regular checkup. If advises, use suitable spectacles. Too little or too much light is bad for eyes. Insufficient light causes eye strain and headaches. Too much light, like that of sun, a powerful lamp, or a laser torch, can injure the retina. Do not look at the sun or a powerful light directly. Never rub your eyes. If particles of dust go into your eye, wash your eyes with clean water. If there is no improvement, go to doctor. Always read the normal distance for vision. The normal distance is 25 centimeter. Vitamin A is good for eyes, so one should therefore include in the diet components which have vitamin A. Visually impaired persons can read and write. Some persons, including children, can be visually impaired. They have very limited vision to see things. Some persons cannot see at all since birth. Some persons may lose their eyesight because of disease or an injury. Such persons try to identify things by touching and listening to voices more carefully. They develop their other senses more sharply. So visually impaired persons develop other senses more sharply. However, additional resources can enable them to develop their capabilities further. What is Braley system? The most popular resource for visually challenged people is Braley. The most popular resource for visually challenged persons is Braley. The present system is adopted in 1932. There is a Braley code for common languages, mathematics and scientific notation. Many Indian languages can be read using Braley system. Visually impaired persons learn the Braley system by beginning with letters, then special characters and then letter combinations. Methods depend upon recognizing by touch. Each character has to be memorized. Braley texts can be provided by hand or by machine. Typewriter-like devices and printing machines have now been developed. Some visually impaired Indians have great achievements to credit, like Divagar, Ravindra Jain and Lal Advani. Helen Keller, an American author and lecturer, is perhaps the most well-known and inspiring visually challenged person. She wrote a number of books including The Story of My Life. Thank you.